I guess an easier life really is my new norm. This is the New Life article, narrated by yours truly. These days, I am doing things differently. My mixtape New Life embodies this feeling of the change in the winds, aligning me with something much deeper than words can articulate. But nonetheless, I will attempt to convey the complexities of this journey with you all as best as possible. The other day, I had such a huge epiphany. It's almost magical to me how my music aligns perfectly with the realizations I receive. They put my life into full perspective so that I can understand the why and how behind certain events that have transpired thus far in my journey. It wasn't until everything fell apart that I realized how tightly I held on to false expectations of my future. But as the blessings pour in and my awakenings transcend to new heights, I have received something so important at this point in my journey: clarity. I am processing and wrapping my mind around the lessons Spirit has used my trials and tribulations to teach me. I have gained profound insight that shows me how necessary it was for things to play out in the way that they did in the past. I had to be broken down so that I could learn how to put myself back together again. This time, without the people, places, and things I once clinged to for restoration. It was important for me to learn that even in the most turbulent conditions, I could rely on myself. This is what my new mixtape, New Life, is all about. It encompasses this epiphany in an artistic way that allows true healing to transpire. New Life is representative of a mindset that has had to be let go of. The mindset that I am not deserving of all the blessings that God is placing onto my path. The mindset that I do not have the courage and the strength to continue knocking down the hurdles and challenges that manifest themselves in different ways on my healing journey. I feel that it is rarely talked about how when one goes through so many vicious attacks from the people they once loved so deeply, you start to get used to looking over your shoulder waiting for the next shoe to drop. But the thing that this project has continuously taught me, time and time again, is that I had to rebuild my entire life from scratch, this time with a divine foundation. It's been amazing to witness that despite how hurt and broken I still may feel sometimes due to childhood trauma, Spirit is reassuring me every step of the way that I am divinely loved and protected. Everything that was meant to break me only helped me strengthen my resolve against opposing forces. When everything first fell apart, I did not have any sort of faith. I had no awareness of spirituality or what that would even look like for a queer man such as myself who has never resonated with the thought that my authenticity is frowned upon by the divine forces that govern the universe. There was nothing that I was aware of that could save me at the time. But despite my doubts that have always pushed me away from surrendering to something greater than myself, greater than this world, I suddenly felt the urge to simply pray. Prayer turned into even more prayer. It turned into even more journaling, more meditation, and more spiritual research. It continued to help me shape the story that I now know is my life. The phoenix that rises from the ashes. The warrior that had to go through the storm to be reminded of his innate God-given power. It was all used to trigger me into remembering who I am. A divine child of God that turns his pain into power. A divine child that uses alchemy to turn the very things supposed to work against him to now work in his favor. Creating music is so much deeper for me than anyone will ever know. So as I continue my journey of healing, I always want my music to reflect where I am spiritually, physically, mentally, and emotionally. I know a lot of us may be lost and confused in this chaotic world. I just want to be a beacon of light that can spread the awareness that hope is still alive, faith still moves mountains, and joy is still possible, even in the moments where it seems like your world has come to an abrupt end. I know because I have been there multiple times. And although the fight is far from over, I now know I am more than capable of seeing this thing through to the end, and so are you.